WWE Roadblock is a really bad idea. Like seriously, WWE. A really bad idea. I'm a huge wrestling fan, I've loved it for many, many years. The great thing about old wrestling events is that you would actually take time to build events. Turning a random house show into a live event that you are now hyping 4 weeks before WrestleMania is not a good thing. Dean Ambrose versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's a great match. Really good match. Shouldn't that be at Mania? The best way for WWE to get creative with things like this is by allowing it the right amount of time to build, especially right before the biggest show of the year. Dean Ambrose versus Triple H. A marquee match. A great match. But it could not be done at a worse time. Roman Reigns is the chosen one for WWE. He is the absolute be-all end-all, they want him to be the top guy. Personally, I really like Roman, but I don't get why WWE feel the need to push him when he's getting booed out of buildings. And guys, it's not the minority. It's a very large part of your audience. I mean, come on, the guy turned Triple H babyface, and now in order to get heel heat back on the game, you're having him beat up the internet darling, who should be in a feud with Brock Lesnar. Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar is one of the biggest feuds heading into WrestleMania. And also, here's a little thought for you. 2 weeks ago, Dean Ambrose had his ass handed to him. Brock Lesnar attacked him in the parking lot, he hospitalized Dean, and then the same night he drives the ambulance back and then gets stepped on by Lesnar, challenges him to a match, and then gets beaten up by Lesnar again. And he showed up the next week. Roman Reigns took one beating from Triple H that same night, got bloodied a little bit, but now we're expected to believe that Roman Reigns, the big, strong company face, has to take 3 weeks off. Yeah, really good job selling your top guy as a badass there, WWE. Fans really want to see Dean Ambrose as world champion. We'd much rather have seen him at WrestleMania, but now, throwing him in a match with Triple H 4 weeks before WrestleMania is not helping either feud. It's only going to get Roman Reigns booed more when he comes back, because we all know Dean Ambrose isn't going to win the World Championship against Triple H. And also, Dean is now distracted from Lesnar. I assume Lesnar might cost Dean the world title against Triple H, which will help, but it really doesn't help Roman Reigns, who you're trying to get over. The best way to get Roman Reigns over, as we have now seen, is by having him speak as little as possible and kick ass as much as possible. He's the silent ass kicker who everyone actually really enjoyed a couple of years ago. Everyone was cheering him. He kept his words to a minimal, let his fists do the talking for him, and it was really good. And look, WrestleMania could still be awesome. I remember WrestleMania last year. The build was not good. I did not enjoy the build to WrestleMania last year, but WrestleMania 31 wound up being one of my favourite WrestleManias. And I really hope that there are other plans at work here, because if this really is just Dean versus Triple H to please the crowd with false hope, and then have Triple H successfully retain his title, Roman's gonna come back and get booed out the building again. I do not think Roadblock is a good idea by any stretch. It used to be known as March to WrestleMania, and it was just a house show. If it was still just a house show, great. But the fact that they're now building it as yet another event to watch on the network, only to see Dean Ambrose lose the title, this is not good. However, I will say I'm looking forward to seeing the NXT Tag Team titles promoted at the event. Especially seeing Enzo and Cass on the same night as Triple H versus Dean Ambrose, it will be a great bit of exposure for them, and I can't wait to see them. Not to mention the Revival, Dash and Dawson, who have been amazing NXT Tag Team champions, and I can't wait to see them either. But anyway, those are just my opinions. You're the opinionators. Please put your opinions down in the comment section below. Do you think Roadblock will be a success? Do you think it'll be a disaster? How do you think the Dean Ambrose Triple H World Title match is going to affect both rivalries? Do you think it'll help or hinder them in the long run? And if you like what you've seen here and you like the reaction, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And if you didn't like the reaction, I'm gonna have to give you a pedigree. That was literally the worst Triple H impression ever. I am the IMO Critic, and I'll be back again with something else new for you. See you later!